Hello, my friends who are listening right now. Today, I want you to sit quietly for a moment, because what you're about to hear is not just another message. This is a truth the universe reveals to only a very few, and this time it has chosen to call the name of Aries. There are moments when life seems calm on the surface, yet underneath, the wheel of destiny is turning with a force no one can stop. And when that wheel begins to move, it doesn't just shift the road you're walking on, it changes who you are forever. This is not a warning, it is a revelation. A terrible truth, not because it brings doom, but because no one has ever faced it before. And yet, it is also a doorway opening into light, into love, and into divine guidance. So what is this truth? Let your heart grow still, and walk with me into this journey where the story begins with the very first turn of the wheel of destiny in your life. Aries, be still and listen to this, because what you're about to hear is not something that happens often in a lifetime. There are moments in the current of destiny when we stand before a threshold no one has ever crossed before. And it is not a doorway to disaster, as many might fear. It is a sacred passage where light and shadow meet, to test your heart, to test your faith, and to prepare you for a deep rebirth. On your journey, there have been times when you felt abandoned in the silence of the night. Heavy sleep weighing on you, mornings when your body ached, questions hanging in the air with no answer. You have tasted betrayal, the bitterness of broken trust, and moments when you thought you had no strength left to take another step. But Aries, the Dharma teaches this. Suffering is not punishment. Suffering is fire, and that fire is here to forge the metal, to turn iron into steel, to turn your soul into light. Think back for a moment. There were times when you thought every door was shut. But in that very darkness, a small crack of light appeared. Maybe it was an unexpected word of encouragement, a strange dream that woke you up, or simply the first ray of sun after a long storm. These little signs were never random. They are the language of the universe, reminders that you were never truly alone. The wheel of destiny is turning, Aries, and as it turns, it doesn't move in silence. It pulls along everything in your life that once stood still. Dry rivers fill again with rushing water. Dusty roads glow beneath the sunlight. This is that rare moment when one cycle ends and another begins. A door closes not to imprison you, but to make you notice another door has been open all along. After years of contemplation, I've come to understand the most terrible truth is not the pain you've carried, but that you have been chosen for a mission, one that not everyone is strong enough to hold. And that is happening to you right now. It is you, Aries, you are the chosen one. Your heart may tremble as you hear this, because somewhere deep inside you already know. Last night when you glanced at the clock and saw 3:33, this morning when a strange butterfly landed by your window, or when an old friend suddenly called with words that seemed meaningless, yet stirred a memory long asleep inside you. These things, Aries, are not coincidences. They are the universe knocking gently at your soul, whispering, "Wake up, child, you are ready." So maybe it's time you ask yourself, have you seen those signs? Have you noticed repeating numbers, unusual dreams, or coincidences so strong they gave you chills? If you have, share them in the comments. Not only with me, but with this community, so we can reflect light back to each other through real experiences. Because every story you tell becomes proof to someone else that they are not alone on this journey. Aries, the terrible truth no one has ever faced is this: you are no longer who you were. You have stepped onto a higher path where every step carries the echo of destiny. And once you've heard this call, there is no turning back. But do not fear, because on the other side of this truth, there is no abyss, only sunrise. For when the wheel has turned, when the old cycle has ended, the first thing the universe sends to you is not another burden, but a gift. A stream of abundance flowing in like never before. A force that dissolves every trace of lack, like morning sun burning away the mist. And that, Aries, is where this story begins to open into an even deeper realm. Imagine a river that has run dry for many seasons. Sharp stones exposed, deep cracks etched across the earth, and the souls who pass by hear nothing but the mournful wind instead of flowing water. That was the picture of your life for many years' effort with no result, seeds planted with no harvest, waiting only to meet a silence that cut deep. But today, that scene is changing. Like the first rain pouring down on thirsty ground, each drop gathers into a stream, then into a flood, sweeping away the dust and bringing life back again. The universe is opening for you a new current, a current of abundance, a fullness you've never known before. Don't think of money first, because abundance is not just numbers in a bank account. Abundance is the state of the soul when you know you lack nothing. It's the feeling of waking up in the morning and knowing you are enough to live a whole day fully. It's the ability to smile in the middle of trials because you know there is strength inside you to carry on. Those who walk the path of Dharma would say, the greatest wealth in life is not gold or silver, but a peaceful soul, a clear mind, and a compassionate heart. When your heart opens, when you live with gratitude and kindness, outer wealth will find its way to you, because the energy of abundance is not in how much you hold, but in how much you are willing to share. Maybe you've lived in worry, afraid tomorrow would be empty. But now, pause for a moment and hear the whisper of the universe. You will not be in lack anymore. Everything you need will arrive. It could be an unexpected job opportunity. It could be a helping hand at the very moment you thought you would fall. It could be a small sum of money, just enough to spark hope again. That's how abundance works. It comes from many paths, many sources, often at the moment you least expect. I want to invite you to stop and ask yourself, have you ever experienced a moment when abundance showed up unexpectedly in your life? Maybe it was a gift you never asked for. Maybe it was advice that opened a door you never thought existed. Share that story in the comments, not just for yourself, but to give hope to others who are listening right now. Because when we speak of blessings, those blessings multiply. The flow of abundance is not like a small stream. It is like an endless rain falling from every direction at once. It pours into your work, reviving your projects. It pours into your family, bringing joy and connection. It pours into your love life, reminding you of the true value of connection. And most of all, it pours into your inner being, washing away the dust of fear, leaving behind a soul clear, strong, and ready to walk on. This abundance is not a passing gift. It is like a current that never runs dry. When you receive it with trust and share it with compassion, you open an eternal cycle. You give, and then you receive again, not just doubled, but multiplied many times. That is the law of cause and effect, the fair order that both Dharma and the universe have always taught. And now, as you open yourself to receive abundance, let your mind rest in this fullness. You don't need to compete. You don't need to chase. You only need to trust that what is meant for you will arrive in the right place at the right time. That is the art of living in faith, the art of letting go, allowing the current to carry you instead of fighting against it. But remember this, the universe is not only bringing wealth, opportunities, and material gifts. Behind those blessings lies something greater, an invisible armor, a powerful force standing right behind you, shielding you, protecting you from every shadow. And that is the greatest gift the universe has prepared for you. There are moments when you think you're all alone in a dark room, the four walls closing in on your soul. But even in that moment, when your hands tremble, when your faith feels as fragile as a thread, there is an unseen force standing behind you. This is not an illusion. It is the sacred protection of God, of the universe, and of the generations who came before you. In the silence of the unseen world, I see the image of Archangel Michael, the mighty protector with a sword of light. He stands there, allowing no shadow to touch you. His sword cuts through doubt, through fear, through whispers of discouragement, and every stone life has thrown onto your path. Michael is not only a symbol of divine strength, he is God's confirmation that says, you do not walk alone. You are protected because you are chosen. And not only that, close your eyes for a moment. Can you feel the warmth that comes in dreams, a voice from memory, a faint fragrance that softens your heart? That is your ancestors. Those who once sweated, suffered, sacrificed their lives to keep the fire of your lineage burning. They no longer stand in the shadows. They are here with you, strengthening your steps. I see clearly the women in your family, grandmothers, mothers, women who carried storms in silence so that future generations could stand strong. And I see the men too, quiet warriors who now pass to you their courage, their determination. From the view of Dharma, your ancestors are not only in your blood, they live in the seeds of goodness you carry. Every act of kindness you show, every mindful breath you take is their continuation. You are the flower blooming from roots that run deep. No flower can shine without soil, without streams nourishing from beneath. And you, Aries, You are the living proof of dreams your ancestors could not fulfill in their time. Through you, they live on. Do not think the dreams you have are random. When you find yourself speaking to a grandmother long gone, when you hear a familiar voice during prayer, or when you feel an unseen hand rest on your shoulder in your weakest moment, it is your ancestors whispering, "We are here. We are holding you up. You do not walk alone." When your heart trembles, remember, thousands of souls stand right behind you. They walk with you, never letting you collapse. They want you to know this path is not only yours. Every step you take echoes the voices of generations, the continuation of souls who planted seeds, waiting for you to harvest. I want to invite you to pause and recall a memory. Was there ever a time you dreamed of a loved one long gone and woke up with peace in your heart? Or maybe you faced hardship and suddenly remembered the simple words your grandparents once told you, words that gave you the strength to move forward. Share that story in the comments, because sometimes those dreams, those memories, not only lift you up, but inspire someone else who desperately needs a place to stand. In the light of God and under the shelter of your ancestors, you are wrapped in an invisible armor, not to keep you from all pain, but to make you strong enough to face every trial life sets before you. For trials are how God tests the heart before He places in your hands the greatest blessings. And within that protection, I see another gift, even more wondrous. A gift only those with open hearts can truly receive. It is not gold, not fame. It is something sacred, something every soul longs to touch, destined love, the bond of souls. And I believe that moment is drawing nearer than ever before. Love, at its deepest level, is always the force that makes the human heart tremble the most. Not because of fleeting romance, but because it becomes the place where our soul truly finds itself. And for you, Aries, this is the moment when love is transforming. It will no longer be what it once was. It carries the mark of destiny, the kind of bond no one can separate. If you are in a relationship, take a closer look at the one beside you. You may believe you already know them, every habit, every angle, but I see a change beginning to stir, like a seed that has slept for years, now watered by a new light. That person is starting to recognize the real light within you, the very light the world has overlooked for so long. And when they see it, your love is no longer ordinary companionship. It becomes sacred, a shared journey where both of you heal, grow, and illuminate one another. If you are single, open your heart wider because a destined meeting is drawing near. It will not come dressed in elaborate preparation, nor appear like a scripted romance from your imagination. It may be a casual conversation, a glance in a crowded place, or a connection through a mutual friend. But in that instant, you will feel it clearly. Your heart will skip. Your soul will feel called by name. This person will look at you and not stop at the surface. They will see directly into your true essence, into the flame you carry inside your heart, and they will know this is the meeting both of you have been waiting for. Real love is never a chain. It does not imprison, it does not take away your freedom. On the contrary, it brings you back to yourself more fully. It teaches you to be healthy, wise, and strong. It teaches you patience, listening, acceptance of both your own imperfections and those of another. And when this kind of love appears, it becomes the energy that allows you to live a fuller life. Think back over your life. Has there ever been a relationship, a love, even a friendship that made you a better version of yourself? Someone who saw the true value in you before you even recognized it. Share that story in the comments, because your experience may be the guiding light for someone else still searching. A destined love is more than personal happiness. It carries a profound human message that every soul deserves to be seen, to be loved fully, and to return home to themselves. In the eyes of someone who truly loves you, you don't have to prove your worth. You only need to be who you are, and that is enough. Let this love, whether blooming now or still on its way, become the fertile soil where you plant seeds of trust, gratitude, and growth. Because a love born of destiny does not stop with two hearts. It can expand into light that reaches family, friends, and the community around you. This is the kind of love the universe wants for you, love that makes the light within you useful to the world. And when you step into that love, you will realize one thing: this is not the final peak. Because the universe, in this terrible yet wondrous truth, still has another gift reserved for you. The moment when your light is not only seen by one soul, but recognized by the world itself. When your name is spoken, when your work, your calling, your journey of the soul is brought into the open light. The light of the sun is rising, slowly touching the dark corners you once thought would never disappear. The pain, the scars in your heart, the endless nights of restlessness, they are now dissolving like mist under the morning sun. This is not just an outward change. This is a rebirth, a complete renewal where body, mind, and spirit awaken together. You will feel your body lighter, more alive. Deep and restful sleep returns. Your breath becomes fuller, your eyes brighter, your skin radiant as if infused with the very life force of the universe. And when others look at you, they will see the difference, even before you speak a word. They will see a personal light, an energy that surprises them, that draws them in. And in that moment, they will realize you are no longer who you once were. In Buddhist teaching, there is a simple truth. When the body is healthy, the mind is at peace. When the mind is at peace, the wisdom shines. And when these three move together, life flows with ease. Work becomes smooth, relationships blossom, success and wealth find their way to you naturally because you have become fertile ground where good seeds can grow. Notice this truth when your mind is full of worry. The world around you mirrors that chaos. But when you release, when you can smile even in hardship, even difficulties turn into opportunities. That is the law of cause and effect, the unchanging cycle no one escapes. And now, you are becoming the living proof of that transformation. The world will no longer see you as ordinary. They will see you as undeniable evidence that miracles exist, because only a miracle could lift a person from the depths of despair and raise them up again with a smile so bright, with a light so radiant. Recognition will come not from just a few, but from many directions. You will see doors opening, opportunities revealed, words of praise you once longed for, admiration you never thought would belong to you. But do not mistake this. Recognition is not the final reward. It is only the mirror reflecting the light you have been building within. Here lies the deepest point of all. Your mission is not just to receive. Your mission is to become a lamp so that others may see a path they thought did not exist. You have been chosen to inspire, to prove that happiness is not a privilege for the few, but the birthright of every soul. When others see you rise after so much pain, they will believe they too can rise. This is the greatest human value. When one person finds themselves again, society as a whole is illuminated. You don't have to change the entire world. Simply by living true to yourself, you have already changed it. Let me pause and ask you, have you ever discovered a lesson in your life so valuable, so transformative, that you knew if someone else heard it, it could inspire them too? If you have, share it in the comments. Not just to tell your story, but to give it as a gift to someone who needs it. One story of yours could become the flame that lights another heart. Remember this, the light you carry now is not only for you. It belongs to your family, to your friends, to your community, even to strangers who may only pass through your life once but will never forget your smile. That is how light spreads. That is how happiness multiplies, doubled, tripled, without end. And then, when you awaken to the power of healing, to the gift of recognition, to the sacred mission you now carry, you will realize something. This journey is not over, because all of this, all these blessings you are receiving are only preparation for an even more sacred moment. A terrible yet radiant truth, when the universe will no longer whisper but speak to you directly, clearly, unmistakably. In the silence of the soul, there are moments when we hear a call not from the outside world but rising from deep within. That is when the universe whispers, reminding you, your journey is not a random walk. It is a mission. And you, Aries, you are the one chosen to live it fully. Do not mistake this terrible truth as a sign of disaster. It feels terrible because so few dare to face the responsibility of a chosen soul. It feels terrible because it forces you to release who you once were, to shed the limits you once clung to. But at the same time, it is an honor, because you are called to become living proof that miracles are real. You have walked through the shadows. You have fallen into the deepest valleys. You have faced moments when it seemed like everything was lost. But even then, the universe did not abandon you. God never took his eyes off you. He was silent only so you could learn to rise, to discover the hidden strength within yourself. And now, that light has been ignited. shining so clearly that no one can deny it. You have been chosen to live a life of fullness. Not just material fullness, but fullness of love, of protection, of divine guidance. You are not wandering alone on this path. Beside you walk the souls of your ancestors, the hands of angels, the gentle breath of God, and the faith of those who believe in you. Remember this from now on: the light within you no longer belongs to you alone. It is the light of thousands of tears you once shed, of millions of prayers you once whispered in the night, and of the countless souls waiting for proof that life still holds miracles. When you walk forward, you do not walk for yourself alone. You walk for all those watching you, searching for hope. There is one thing the universe wants you to know: do not doubt anymore. Doubt is like heavy stones blocking the river. When you doubt, you delay your abundance, you delay the happiness that has long been waiting for you. But when you trust, that current will carry you to the ocean where dreams are fulfilled, where miracles become reality. So ask yourself, what signs has the universe been sending you? Was it 11 glowing on your phone screen? Was it a strange dream you still remember clearly when you woke up? Or perhaps a butterfly landing on your hand at the very moment you needed comfort? Share it in the comments, because when you tell your story, you not only affirm your own journey, you give someone else a piece of hope. The universe has placed a torch in your hands, and now you are the one who carries it. The terrible truth is not a burden, it is an invitation. Live brightly. Let your light be the evidence that a soul can walk through darkness and still find the dawn. Thank you for listening with your whole heart. May you, Aries, and everyone watching this, be blessed with peace, with abundance, and with a light as radiant as the rising sun.